Welcome to the Unclehack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Unclehack Podcast. I'm going to read something right out of the gate here that I'm not going to say who it is, who said it. They know who they are. All right, I'll read this right now. Tell Brendan I watched his latest podcast. I can't believe he's drinking that faggot bubbly water. Tell him to man up during those podcasts and drink Perrier or San Pellegrini. But seriously, lose that faggot bubbly water, will ya? Very passionate fan base around here. Right down to the sparkling water that we drink on this podcast. Very interesting. The things to critique me on. So we are Kirkland brand today. It is also not carbonated. It is just regular tap water. So bring on the autism. That's what we cheer about around here. We want to see a larger group of people that are unable to look you in the eyes and say hello or possibly compliment you. Can't hold a conversation. There's no eye contact. They look square at the ground. Yeah, I don't know how we got here like that. But that was the first thing that I wanted to get out. Stand-up dates, August 25th and 28th at the Comic Strip here in Edmonton, Alberta, in the West Edmonton Mall. Myself, Brett Forte, Weasel, and the Cat. Feature presentation. We're taking the Thursday and the Sunday of Ryan Long's weekend that is happening here in the city. Should be a lot of fun. Everybody should come out and enjoy themselves. Actually, there was a little video that Brett threw up. Oh, yeah, you got to log into everything. I don't have everything logged in on this computer. It's on Danger Cat's Comedy Instagram. And he went out there and he was making jokes about somebody having a mask on and some fucking stupid. What is it with the crystal ladies? What is it with the crystal ladies? That somehow a stone is a beacon from whatever planet you think that is going to help you in your path of life. And now you got to dictate like, well, that you were joking about people wearing masks on stage and masks have saved millions of lives and just shut the fuck up. God almighty, do white women just like, give it a rest. No one cares what you have to say. Pipe it. It's over. It's done. You've cashed your chips in a long time ago. You know, you're like the American dollar bill right now. It's backed by nothing. Your words mean jack shit at this point. There's no gold reserves that are backing the dollar, aka your stones that you have don't back your words. Well, that's just like I had this graphite in my pocket. It's going to protect me from evil. So that's why I'm out here just giving my opinion and I'm going to give you an astrology reading on why you're at where you are in life. It's always so vague. I love going into the Russian tea room and having them flip cards, and I do it for entertaining reasons. Because I find it hilarious that they just leave it so vague in the air. Do you have a girlfriend? And you're like, no. You just lie and see what they come up with. And it's always just left field shit. Oh, that's why. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why. The next card they always flip is, I should have just waited. And then you just give them another curveball answer. Go in there with a little bit of mind fuckery, you know, and see what you come up with. See what your destiny is in a ratted, old, tattered deck of cards of goblins and ghouls and merlins and dragons, wizards, knights, fucking you name it, it's in there. It's like Magic the Gathering, but less fun. You know, your destiny is being laid out in front of you with little cards of knights with swords. The Garden of Eden. That means you're going to eat pussy tonight. I went there with one guy one time, and the tarot card reader was like, we were walking by. I was like, let's go in there and check this out. This should be fun. He's like, you ever do this? You ever go and get your tarot cards read and just to see what lunatic is gonna fucking tell you something about your life? They're like, no. I was like, okay, well, let's go in there and just like let's suss it out. I haven't done this in like 3 or 4 years. It's always entertaining. That's about my time, just to see like how updated their deck is, you know. And he went in and we came out and I was like, what's the matter? You look like, I don't know, like your Jimmy's got ruffled. He goes, the tarot card reader just suggested that I'm possibly bisexual. Now that's a good bit. Sometimes the tarot card reader puts it back on you. You're like, you're going to come in here and fuck around. I'm going to fuck around with you. That's a great bit. There it is. Learning the keypad now. Starting to get it dialed in a little bit here. Uh-oh. Yeah, but that you know, Brett throws out, he goes out and does some shows out in Vancouver, and these fucking dweebs, like if global warming is a thing and the ice caps are melting, I'm gonna add to it. The further that place is under fucking water, the better. Just to remind themselves, like, hey, that shit don't matter. Your little fucking bee-boo. Bill Burr's right. There's something about the ocean that just like melt the sea salt. I think like breathing in too much sea salt must melt your membranes and corrode the wiring in your brain a little bit. That's got to be it. Because everybody's walking around, offended. Making a joke about mass. You shouldn't joke about. What should we joke about? The Molly Pop and Rave girls a little upset. Let's scale back on the funny. Turn this into an affirmative action talk. Christ. Give it a rest. Just go listen to people who produce awful music. It just sounds like trash cans getting beat, and then you just speed it up, slow down. Those drops are sick. Yeah, anything's fucking wonderful when you're gacked out on ecstasy, you know? When you've dropped 87 grams of Molly in your yap and you're falling into a K-hole, everything's fine. Then, you know, everything sounds good when your brain is just endorphins. But, yeah, anyways. That's what I got. Oh, fuck. I had to, I'm going to rant about this. I had to go down. So right now I've moved out from downtown. For those that follow me on Instagram, I used to post the crackheads all the time down there, through the window of our office, but I moved all my shit. I now do everything from home. Could not be happier, by the way. Downtown. I imagine anywhere downtown of any city right now is a hellhole. Jesus Christ. I haven't been down there in 2-3 months, maybe. Yeah, it's roughly been about that, I feel like. But I think it's getting worse. In the span of like 45 days of me not going downtown, other than comedy, but I'm in and out then. It just reeks like piss everywhere you go. It's gotten so bad that I went to like our old office building because I had to pick up a few things that were left behind from there. And my fucking God, you even walk into the lobby of the building and it reeks like just like dehydrated piss in the lobby. That scent has like seeped under the doors and is latched on to all the furniture and walls inside there. And you're like, everywhere you go, you're just getting a whiff of it. My God. So to those out in the rural communities, to those that reside in smaller centers, and you constantly have these idiots looking down upon their nose, trust the science, those losers, just so you know, they are just waltzing around in complete filth, piss and shit everywhere. It looks like a cutaway scene from Zombieland whenever you go downtown. Just crackheads like doing crackhead shit where they're really shifty. It's just shopping cart travelers everywhere you go. Everybody packing around their little suitcase. It's forever travel is what it is. So if you got to sit there and listen to these morons, just know like the environment that they're living in. And enjoy the fact that you don't deal with this. When you walk out, right? I highly doubt a small town, aka like Tabor, my hometown, the village that produced the roast battle champion of Canada. The title is in my other office right now. I can't believe that. I forgot to bring that up. Fuck. But yes, the town that produced the roast battle champion of Canada does not reek like piss, which I'm proud to say, but I walk around Edmonton. That's all you smell. That's all you smell. The heat just like amplifies it too. Oh God, echoes. I've never been able to say that scent echoes across the fucking city, but my God. Anyways. So, where are we? Let's bring this up. Hold on. We're going to bring this up. So, I like Twitter. I go on Twitter a lot. It's probably one of my favorite platforms, if I'm being honest, because it's fun to just set the world on fire. You get a real first-hand taste of how stupid we really are, you know? And how the opposing sides view you and what you think, and you can get into arguments with avatars from India, Russia, China, bot farms all over the planet, and then you get people that just love to stir up the pot. And I went on the other day, and I seen that Hail Satan was trending in Canada. Which I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, as somebody who enjoys heavy metal music, you know, that maybe something hilarious happened. And, you know, it's like, that's metal. Something like that. No, I was wrong. It was, we're going to play the video. You'll get the audio for those listening. But I hate how this never fucking... Okay, so there's this like lawyer plus political satirist who tweeted out this video of, I believe it's in Peterborough, Ontario, and some people were gathering, you know, QAnon conspiracy believers. It's typically like, if you look at the crowd there, it's typically old people that are you know, that get drawn in. And understandably so, you know. It is a lot. It is a lot to understand that there is things that the news does not report and they never will report. Here in Canada, we have state-funded media, so once the internet came and it just started melting everybody's head because you could find different sources of news. Before, back in the day, you just click, turn on the TV. What's the little tube telling me that I should believe today? Now you can kind of justify whatever thoughts that you had in your head. 9/11 was a Bush incident. You know, you can go ahead and fall down that rabbit hole. And QAnon did a great job of like just really like, holy shit, Jesus, and drawing the idiots out and see who could believe all this. It's almost like similar. To an extent, it's like the right and left morons, you know, the left that's believing and buying into like the fucking mask, even though they've came out and said the mask, like people that are hanging on to everything that we were told to do in the beginning. Wash your hands every 38 seconds because you might die. Put the mask on everywhere you go. Sleep with it on, for fuck's sakes. Even if you live alone, you're lonesome, and you have one of them dolls that you can have sex with, and you're possibly thinking about marrying it because it's, you know, the love of your life. It's the only thing that's giving you attention back, only because you purchased it and it sits there in your closet. One of those sex dolls. You see that quite often now. There's more story, like I'm seeing more and more stories about it. But anyways, I'm tailing off. But then on the opposite, right, of I get, it's not even like conservatism. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's you've been exposed to something that you just didn't know what's happening, and people just like, I've been lied to my whole life. I can't handle that. I need to know the truth, and the truth led you. Not saying that all this is true, obviously. But it led you down a path to fucking QAnon. And now you believe that there's lizard people at the center of the earth that are going to pop out at any moment's time. Like at nighttime, Hillary Clinton unzips out of her fucking human suit and then has to go sit under a heat lamp so that way her blood can, you know, relax a little. But you can convince either of these people of anything. They're fucking morons. But it's highly entertaining. But what I'm saying, what I'm getting at here is Hail Satan was trending. And this video that I'm about to play is the reason why. And it really upset me because I thought that it was something like metal, heavy metal. You know, I love me some, you know, 80s thrash metal, 90s thrash metal, that type of stuff. So I'm thinking like, oh, something cool happened here in Canada. No, some fucking nerd cosplaying as like a anti-fascist, you know, political warrior is out here trying to antagonize QAnon supporters. And well, let's roll the clip. And we'll dive into this. This is fun. This is great. We're having a good time. We're talking about dipshits out in Ontario. Like those don't exist, right? Here we go.
You're an asshole. You're all assholes.
Leave them alone.
Leave me alone.
Because I don't want you to be
I.
Get out.
You fuck.
Hey,
Get out.
hey, please
Get out.
do not engage. That's what they want.
Vaccines save lives.
I can deal with you. Not.
Vaccines save lives.
Do not.
Vaccines save lives. Assault me again, you fucks. Vaccines save lives. Vaccines save lives. Hail Satan. Vaccines save lives. You're an asshole. You're all assholes.
One more time. What shirt is he wearing? Is that a Pink Floyd?
Leave me alone.
Because I don't want you to be
I.
Get out.
It's kind of funny. I believe he's wearing a Pink Floyd shirt. It's kind of funny because I believe it was Roger Waters just went on CNN and was like, this war in Ukraine is absolutely insane. And you know, a moron like this has a Ukrainian flag sitting in his bio, and Roger Waters just came out and be like, well, let's think about this for a second, right? Let's think about this for a second. So Russia's bad in this situation, even though there was a deal made. Let's go back further in history. Hey, don't put the United Nations nowhere near us. Now they're like closing in on them. This guy's been fucking Putin, though. You know, this is the exact, and I think it's hilarious that, you know, this guy looks about my age, 30 years old. He's out there yelling, vaccine save lives. And some old woman rips a mask off. Assault me again. Both sides, like it's hilarious, you know. There's 20 of them out here, for fuck's sakes. You're acting like these Antifa losers just feel like that's the problem with these past 2 years is morons like this just got online and started spewing their shit. Similar to me, but I still go out in public and I'm not screaming at people. Unless it's with a microphone and I'm on stage. Then I let it rip. Then I let my thoughts sail because I can be louder than you. But when you get onto the streets, it's just a complete waste of time at this point when it comes to these two types of people. QAnon idiots. And then you got Dr. I'm beating fascism over here. Some old woman, you know, you should be clapping that COVID didn't take her out. And I assume that she's probably not vaccinated if she's like... globalist governments target humans is in the background, some old man. So if anything, we should be celebrating this old bird that this virus didn't decimate because it was supposed to be called, like it got coined the boomer remover at one point, did it not? And this old bird is right in his face. You could have spit in her face and like that virus which would have disintegrated right on it and be like, "Ow." That would have been metal. No, you got this idiot, hail Satan. You know, this is like the shit I did when I was 14 just to piss off like the old people at the church that we'd skateboard at because there was like a perfect 5 set there, right? I love skateboarding, still do. I don't go out and do it no more. My body can't take it. Not the point. But we would go there just with like teenaged angst, attitude, just to stir up the pot a little bit, right? And at 31, I don't have the same oomph behind me. You know, I don't have the give a fuck to go down and yell at old people. And I don't know, they're on their last legs. You assaulted me. That's hilarious. Where is it?
You fuck.
Get up.
She just... For those just listening, she took off the mask and threw it in his face. She's going full like she's an old bird, okay? This is an old bird. You can't fuck with these people. They're ready to throw hands at any point. In their mind, the World War II is just wrapping up. These are hardened people. They don't fuck around like my generation. My generation is this asshole out here. Vaccines save lives, and throws a mask in her. You assaulted me. Back in her day, her husband used to drag her by the hair if she didn't put enough sea salt on his sandwich, you know? She used to get slapped around if the slippers weren't at the front door. And this little pansy right here gets a mask ripped off his face and thrown out. That's assault. You can't fuck with these old birds. Not that I agree with her, but I'm just saying. Don't sit here and bark about, oh, you assaulted me. Give it a rest, you queer. Hail Satan. That ain't metal. You assaulted me. Fuck. Can't stand this shit. It drives me nuts. Well, my feelings need to be accounted for. Why are my feelings not being accounted for? This old bird. Yeah, Jesus. Leave her be. God almighty. They're out here thinking that they can arrest cops. Let them just do what they gotta do. There's 20 of them. You think that they're gonna overthrow the Peterborough police? And again, I'm not a big fan of the cops either. And if they could do it, if 35 old people can overthrow the Peterborough police, well, hot damn. Thank you for showing a way. That's all I gotta say.
Get out.
Do not engage. That's what they want.
Vaccines save lives.
I can deal with you. Not.
Vaccines save lives.
Oh, now that the mask is off, he's now tucked it into his pocket, so wouldn't be, you can't fucking, you mean to tell me, wait a minute, so the mask does it work? Does it not work? The moment that it's off, you've been exposed. What does this mean?
Vaccines save lives. Assault me again, you fucks.
Just assault me again, you fucks. This guy looks like Jonathan Torrens. If you don't know who that is, that's J-Rock off of Trailer Park Boys. He's out here just fucking running his trap. This is too good to be true. This is great. This is the state of Canada still, in case you're wondering down in the States. This is what Canadians are getting up to. And we were yapping about it the other day, and it's for so long Canadians. I was talking with Mark Hughes about it. And for so long, Canadians are just docile people. We are. If you think about it, like none of us are packing up our bags and going to fight in the Ukraine. There was like 3 of them, and they got fucking slaughtered from what I've read. And over here, we've just been so fucking, oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, eh? Fuck yeah, okay, we'll do that. All right, yeah, no problem. Oh, curfew's at 8 p.m., no problem. I'll be indoors at 7:15, making sure that everything in my front yard is cleaned up. And so we're just, we're too obedient. And now that there's like more people that are getting behind, oh, this is American politics influencing, it goes for both sides. Christ. How many stupid white people that have barely shook the hand of, not even, they don't have any black friends that were like, I got to go show that I'm an ally with the BLM movement. Probably plenty. So like America just influences in a way up here. When you see a little bit of rebellion, I like seeing a little, especially out of old people. What the fuck is this? Old people are outside. And then my generation, look at this guy. Vaccines save lives. It's just like, God, what the hell? It's embarrassing. All of us, 25 and up. I shouldn't go 25. You're still like, politics. You're like, whatever. When I was 25, I was still worried about partying, doing coke, and trying to get some pussy. I wasn't too politically charged. I wasn't going to rallies to show my support for whatever idea was floating around on Twitter that day. I wasn't necessarily doing any of that, to be honest. But then we grow up and we realize that we're losers. And now you got this idiot. There's nothing even on his sign. He's just got like what looks to be like that wooden fencing. There's nothing on his sign. He's got nothing up there. I assume it got ripped off.
Vaccines save lives.
He's
Vaccines save lives.
putting on the mask.
Hail Satan.
Yeah, this guy just looks like an idiot. This guy does look like just an absolute moron. I like the people surrounding him. There's one guy off in the corner that's just kind of smirking at him. Like he got a laugh out of that. That's okay. Have a laugh at it, sir. This idiot, this lonesome idiot. This is why we need, hear me out. It's going to be a bumpy road for a second here. Just a little bit of violence. Just a little bit of violence. It'll clean all this up. Give us 1 month. 1 month of sheer violence. Just to even the score. Get it out of our system. That's for both sides, right? I'm trying to be a centrist right now. And, you've been arguing with family members. How many families have been ripped apart because of all this shit? Just, hey, 1 month long Royal Rumble. Get it out. No guns, no knives, no nothing. Pure fists, no sticks, no stones, just fists. Just what you came out of the womb with. Just your limbs. That's all you can use. And let's just have a full-blown Royal Rumble. Get it out of our system so we can move on. I'm tired of this arguing. Vaccines save lives. The globalist elites. I'm tired of it. Everybody put down the signs. Let's just beat the shit out of one another. Just beat the shit. That should be the Great Reset. The Great Reset should be just everybody gathers for a month and we beat the hell out of one another. Like that country over, I think it's in Eastern Europe, where once a year on Christmas, if you have a beef with somebody, You just beat the shit out of one another and you shake hands and it's done. We go back to just regular living. No more. No more. Drop it. No more just screaming in the streets, you know?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Introducing Danger Cats Roast Battles Volume 6, starring your host, Brett Forte.
Yeah, but she doesn't need lip filler. That's kind of cool, right? Because she sucks so much her mouth is prolapsed.
5-time Roast Battle champion, Sam Walker.
The crown prince of glory holes. This guy's such a he could suck a bowling ball up an elevator shaft. Real recognizes real.
And your current champion, Unclehack.
Dan used to be a police officer. Now he's just a bloated pig.
All your insults in one place. No need for watered-down roasts. Enjoy disparaging statements from the cats.
Needs 9 inches of dick to get through 18 inches of fat.
Order today at www.patreon.com/DangerCats69.
Side effects may include laughter, good times, enjoyment. Danger Cats is not responsible if you're offended. And if you are, go f*** yourself.
Kicked ass, lots of fucking laughs. We were fucking loser drunk, loser pissed, lots of fun. Yeah.
Time for a little ad read. DangerCatShop.com. Use the promo code podcast69 for t-shirts. I got my buddy Big Trudy with me here. Tongue out, big iconic Trudy. Got his little tongue hanging out like a little sad puppy. You can go on there. All of our show dates are on there, minus the August 25th and 28th date. You can get tickets at the comic strip website or at the ticket vendor out front in the West Edmonton Mall. We will be taking the Thursday and Sunday of the Ryan Long weekend. And fucking shit is tight. So be sure to, if you want some merch or tickets, be sure to head to DangerCatShop.com. And I was about to go / whatever, but that's for the Patreon. Patreon.com/DangerCat69. The latest episode that we have on, the one from last week, I decided to smoke a little weed and do a podcast, and it, I don't know. I've yet to listen or watch it, so you be the judge. Join the Patreon today, and you can see my exclusive episode where I got high and talked about political events and all sorts of nonsense, whatever thoughts came to my head. This is my brain on drugs on the last one. Very fun, I guess. That's what we need right now. That's the Great Reset. The Great Reset is just a month-long, just cage fight. Complete violence, only with the fists, no guns. No guns, you know? No guns. We don't need deaths ramping up, right? Well, maybe. I take that back. But everybody just get it out of your system, you know? Like this idiot right here. One-on-one. You came out here to antagonize everybody. You got to square up. That's just how it goes. You want to go out in the streets and start, and same with the other people, you know? Grandma wanted to, she wanted to get loose with it. She came up there, ripped the mask off, and this guy's, assault. Well, Grandma's ready to throw them bricks. Square up, son.
Come on, man.
Boosie. I've been fucking that up, calling him Gucci this whole time. I can't believe that. Little Boozy. Yeah. Oh, God. That's just I know, well, don't you think that we should talk this? No. We've tried. We tried for 2 years to talk this out. Everybody argued on the internet. We're all pissed off. We're all divided. Just beat the hell out of one another. Hey, shake each other's hands. Have a beer. It's like a hockey fight, Like a hockey fight. Get it over with. Once the game's done, it's done. It can carry on into a new game, but for the time being, that game doesn't come around for another 38 days. All right? I don't know. Maybe that's old guard thinking. I shouldn't be thinking like that. I get it. But I'm just tired of this, you know? I'm tired of this. Morons like this guy. And it goes for, you know, the other side. I think like 1 month. It'll clear everything up. We'll get it over with, you know?
Vaccines save lives.
He even has like, you know, when you look somebody in the eyes and you can just see that you can look in their eyes and just see that the IQ drops every blink. Every blink, the IQ just dunk, 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 dunk. He has that look to him, you know? Just has a look in his eye that, you know, laboring at the lumberyard, loading up pickup trucks, just isn't cutting it no more. I got to get out there. This daily wage, this exchange for time and currency just isn't doing it for me anymore. I need something more. I need to get out there. I need to yell in the face of an elderly woman who is unvaccinated and got through the past 2 years without dying. I need to yell in her face that the science is real. In fact, I used a sick day today to put on my mask and my favorite Pink Floyd t-shirt, came down, got my, I even stole some lumber. Did he pay for that lumber? I wonder. Down at the lumberyard, I put together my nicest sign that these people destroyed, and here I am in front of everybody, just trying to antagonize them in front of the cop shop. That's the perfect place to get your ass kicked, I guess. Vaccine save lives. Hail Satan. Jesus Christ.
You're assholes. You're all assholes.
Leave him alone.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty well-built guy. He obviously does something in labor or like something. He's definitely mobile. He's got a build to him. Vaccine save lives. And that old lady ripped him. So maybe not. Maybe maybe he's a vegan. Maybe his bones are just like kind of jello. We'll figure that out. We'll get to the bottom of this. We'll keep updates. See if we can find this guy on social media somewhere. Put him to the test. Ugh. I got another little treat for you. This is complete insanity that is happening on the planet. As we know, shit is just completely out of control at this point.
A child will often know that they are.
Let's get into the video then. We'll talk about it right now. The Boston Children's Hospital came out and they're like putting out videos like how to know when your child is trans. It's some of the list that they've compiled is hilarious. You know, I didn't realize like I was a trans child at 31, to be honest. You know, I had no idea. But let's listen in and we'll chime in. We'll probably review this maybe 1 or 2 times. And we'll go over the list that they've compiled on how to know if your child's trans. Because if I know my audience as well as I do, right? If I know you, the listener, as well as I do, there's probably a possible chance that you've questioned whether or not your child is trans, right? You know, a very urban listener that consumes this podcast. You know, you're very progressive. You're overly progressive at times, if I'm being honest. If you can't sense sarcasm in my voice, then I gotta say, you know, that's great to know that you can come to me and I can speak to you about these issues and we can move forward together as one progressive, happy family. In fact, we might even get to the point where we're going to add our own color to the pride flag. And when it gets to that point, that's when the true celebration will happen because we know we've achieved that. We need a color on the pride flag for parents of trans children. Okay? What color would it be? No one knows. Anyways, this is straight out of the Boston Children's Hospital. They are compiling a bunch of videos on their YouTube channel. And I stumbled across this on Twitter, then went to their YouTube channel. It is just littered with information on whether or not you know, or whether or not you're questioning if your child is trans, especially a newborn. It's very volatile, or not volatile. It's a very crucial time in a child's growth. Is fresh out the womb on whether or not they know what their gender is, right? Where they fall on the queer spectrum. We got to get that out of the way very early. So
A child will often know that they are transgender from the moment that they have any ability to express themselves, and parents will often tell us this. We have parents who tell us that their kids, they knew from the minute they were born practically. And actions like refusing to get a haircut, or standing to urinate, trying to stand to urinate, refusing to stand to urinate, trying on siblings' clothing, playing with the quote opposite gender toys, things like that. There is more and more a group of adolescents that we are seeing that really are coming to the realization that they might be trans or gender diverse a little bit later on in their life. So what we're seeing from them is that they always sort of knew something was maybe off and didn't have the understanding to know that they might be trans or have a different gender identity than the one they had been assigned. So that is a growing population that we are seeing, and that's being recognized as being trans and able to be treated.
I can't anymore. It is getting so hard to tell on what's parody and what's not anymore. It is. It's like the world is just laughable at this point. You know, I recall being a rebellious teenager, right? And I didn't want to cut my hair. All my favorite bands had long hair. I was really into Metallica, Motley Crue, Megadeth, Pantera, and all of them had long hair. So I was refusing haircuts, but internally I knew it was something else, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it because in the mid-2000s, transgender and gender identity wasn't really a very often talked about topic. So now, late in my 30s, early in my 30s, Jesus Christ, maybe I'm trans age. Is that it? What would it be? My age is non-binary. I don't know how to. I'm trying to be woke. I am. I'm trying very hard to be woke. It's hard to keep up, but now I know at 31 years old that I am trans. Because I was refusing to get haircuts. Now I'm balding now. So what does that mean? Maybe I'm transitioning into the angry old balding man that I was meant to be. Maybe that's what's happening before me, and I'm slow to accept that maybe my identity is a little different than I anticipated it to be. And here I sit before you, coming out as trans. I am a trans woman? Am I a trans woman because I refuse to get a haircut? I also, sometimes I refuse to stand and urinate due to the fact of being heavily dehydrated from copious amounts of alcohol the night before, and my body just physically can't hold itself up because I did an abundance of cocaine the night before, and the alcohol just sucked all the water out of my body. And as I have this, the piss that I described earlier, which is like dehydrated. It looks like it's not even yellow. It's like a brownish tint. And I have to sit down because my body physically cannot hold me up because I just destroyed the insides of my assigned at birth male body the night before. But in that moment, where was this in 2008, 2009? Where was this? I wish I would have known this information. I would have been an ally way sooner prior to, viewing this video. And I could be a part of a community that internalized misogyny is now pointing the finger. I don't even know how to use the verbiage. I'm trying. It's a confusing way. But let's go through it one more
A
time.
child will often know that they are transgender from the moment that they have any ability to express themselves. And
any ability to express themselves, which is why I'm getting behind the movement of assigning, your newborn's queer identity right out of the birth. This is the only way we can further ourselves as a society and progress further and become a wholesome community by ensuring that your child will be an ally to the queer community. And it's difficult. And I know this audience right now that's listening to this, I understand that this is something that you're very passionate about. And I'm sorry, as I was saying that, I was envisioning some, like an old oil worker right now, some old boy that was like, rules for the patch, that was really a fan then, listening to me say that right now and just being like, what the hell happened to this guy? What the fuck is he doing? Is this guy serious right now? I used to like him. I'm going to burn that Danger Cats hat I bought in fucking 2019. I'm getting rid of that shit. He's over here trying to tell me to tell my kid he's trans. My kid's got 2 kids. And I'll be damned if my son better not be listening to this fucking asshole right now. I'll be livid if he convinces my boy that I raised to be a state champion in juvenile football. Possibly went on to play Junior B with a team that never made the fucking playoffs in his career, but I'm still proud of that he played Junior B. I never got a chance to play Junior B. I was too busy shoveling hay and cow shit out on the family farm. And now this asshole that I supported for all them years, he went from rules of the patch to grooming children. That's the difficulty with this. Some people just don't understand that I'm pissing around right now. And am I? I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
parents will often tell us this. We have parents who tell us that their kids, they knew from the minute they were born practically.
This seems so forced. This woman seems uncomfortable. And one of those, when people spend too much time in a classroom and their facial expressions are weird, like almost like they're stroking out as they're talking to you. This woman has that going on. There's something about sitting in a classroom too long that just makes people weird, Facial reactions are like, they try to express themselves, but it just seems like they're at the beginning of a sneeze. There's something about it. I don't know what it is. Just not communicating with other people. Is that it? Like I enjoy surrounding myself by idiots, people that might not quite understand what the hell is going on here. They're so removed from any of this Twitter nonsense, because that's essentially what this is. This is just Twitter nonsense. This is just filling the void, angering people, getting everybody riled up. What are we angry at today? When does your child know they're trans? Which is kind of a fucked up thing, How did we go from toys shouldn't have a gender identity to being like, well, children need to be gay early? When did this happen? This is quick. We're shuffling the deck faster than we can count the cards right now, which is a problem, I think, because we can't keep up. It's moving too quick. And before it was just the Looney Tunes that, the laser beam bangs. So we call them the bangs of justice, as Forte would call them. Before it was just them, goth makeup. And, now it's like shifted all the way into the suit and tie world, which is kind of terrifying. Because the suit and tie world has way more power than the bangs of justice. But if the bangs of justice are now influencing the suits, we are in trouble. Boy, oh boy.
and actions like refusing to get a haircut.
So, you heard it here first, folks. If your kid is refusing to get a haircut, right? Doesn't want to go down to the barber and get trimmed up, there is a 120% chance that it's trans. It's difficult. I know. You, my friend, are as confused as I am on this one. You're probably even confused about you're even confused about holy shit. See, this is what happens when you come to the realization that all these years that I've just the anger and angst of my teenage years has just been internalized because I didn't quite understand that I was trans at that moment, because I was refusing haircuts because I wanted to emulate some of my favorite rock bands. But it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was much deeper. It was much more personal. It was such a personal journey. Where were my astrology pathfinders when I needed them? To just tell me that, maybe you were assigned the wrong gender at birth. And here I have spent 31 lonely years trying to figure this out. And thank God for the Boston Children's Hospital to come forth and put this video out so I have a full understanding of who I am now as a 31-year-old, I don't know what yet, trans female, non-binary something. I had nothing loaded up at the tip of the tongue. But I do know that this video right here, because of me refusing haircuts at such a young age, has now given me the light, given me the understanding to know who I am today. God bless you, doctor.
Or standing to urinate, trying to stand to urinate, refusing to stand to urinate.
Ah, there it is. Trying to stand to urinate. Many moments of a lot of people. Actually, this is a key one right here, gentlemen and ladies. There's been times, right? Maybe you went out and had a few daiquiris, a few sarsaparillas with the Cowboys. And once sundown came, the sarsaparillas hit you a little hard. And what happens? Becomes a little difficult to stand, doesn't it? Becomes a little hard to stand to urinate. And here, today, you've been confused. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I have no idea who I want to be when I grow up. And you hear it all the time, even with old people. I never knew what I wanted to do until I was like 40, man. Before then, I was just living. Now, hold on. Now, that confusion, remove it. It's out of your thoughts. It's out of your, the processing system of your brain. Take it out. Get rid of it. Grab your graphite stone. Hold it tight. Look up to the sun with your open eyes, okay? Because you're going to burn those thoughts out of may hurt the retinas, but this is the process that we need to take. Look into the sun with open eyes and no sunglasses, okay? Stare into it. You'll see the future. And the future is very simple. You're trans. You are trans. All those times that you stood at a urinal and fell square on your back, you fell out the back of an outhouse, you got too pissed up and forgot to lock the door and you're wobbling. The sarsaparillas got a hold of you. That was you just finding yourself. And this doctor come out and you being unable to stand and piss is just a sign that you were assigned the wrong gender at birth. So let's start the process. Let's get those hormone blockers going. So that way these giant corporations that pump pharmaceuticals into the populations all across North America, all across the globe, they didn't make enough money with the vaccine. No. Let's fuck up humankind. How far can we take this? We need to biologically shift everybody. We need to fuck with them, twist with them. We need more money. And what do? We tell the drunks that because they couldn't stand that one evening when they were trying to take a piss, that they're trans.
trying on siblings' clothing, playing with the quote opposite gender.
Yes. Because that makes so much sense now. When I was a young man, pornography wasn't easily accessible. So you do these weird things, right? You do these weird things as you're hitting puberty. You start to find this attraction for the opposite sex. And it was weird. Maybe that was all wrong because you would go into your sister's room, right? This isn't going where you think it's going, all right? This is not going where you think it's going, all right? You'd grab the Barbie. And what'd you do? You always wanted to look at Barbie's tits. You always wanted to look at Barbie's tits. And then you'd pull everything else down. What's going on there? How come? Is that what girls have? Nothing down there? Where do they pee? You had to have a wild imagination as a youth. But here, it was all because I was trans. Here I thought it was because I liked girls. No, it was because I wanted to become one.
Toys, things like that. There is more and more a group of adolescents that we are seeing that really are coming to the realization that they might be trans or gender diverse a little bit later on in their life. So what we're seeing from them is that they always sort of knew something was maybe off and didn't have the understanding to know that they might be trans or have a different gender identity than the one they had been assigned. So that is
so funny that they've been assigned. Like it's a fucking school project. You were assigned to that. You don't have to be that.
Is a growing population that we are seeing, and that's being recognized as being trans and able to be treated.
Yeah, because you're shoving it down their throats with shit like this. This has 1.3 million views. 1.3 million views. And the Boston Children's Hospital is putting this out. There's something just morally wrong about that, you know? It's like it would be like me giving life advice. You know, we do it for humorous reasons, but if I sat somebody down and just said, like, listen, this is the path you need to take. This is the path of least resistance, okay? This is what you need to do, young man. These are the steps that you need to take to live and have a great life. Somebody should sit me down and be like, hey, fucking cool it. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? You're fucking up everybody's thoughts. Like I'm doing right now. You know, nobody can tell whether or not I'm trans or not after watching this. I think a lot of people after watching this can't figure out whether or not they are trans. I know, it's a Scooby-Doo mystery. We're never going to get to the bottom of this. And the Boston Children's Hospital, the mask gets pulled off. It's Dr. Fauci, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for these meddling fucking Tucker Carlson supporters. These meddling QAnon supporters. I planted that guy out there saying Peterborough to yell, hail Satan. Satan loves transgenders. Let's get rid of this. That's the crazy part. This is the planet that we're in right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's the planet. It's just like, it's a clusterfuck of nonsense. You're trying to sift through it. You're just trying to swim. And it's like fucking, you got all these like catfish and little tiny walleyes, and they're getting a little ballsy, and they're like fucking with you. And you're just trying to go for a swim in the pond, the rainbow pond, and not get attacked by any of them, you know? The catfish comes up and tries sucking on your dick, and now you're like, what the hell was that? And am I trans fish? Trans fish? What the hell is this? I don't know if I like that or not. But you go back to the pond. No, I'm kidding. Okay, that's enough. I'll knock it off. Let's get into the fan question. There you have it. Fan question, as always. We got two of them today. One's a little bit of a shorter one, so we'll get into this. But the fan question, as always, email me at unclehack, or you can DM me as well, at unclehack69 on Instagram. I try to stay up to date on there. Or you can email me, unclehack@dangercats.tv, with the subject line, fan question. Email would be great. I understand not everybody wants it's laziness. I get it. But if you do have a question, just shoot it. These are fun. I like these. These are a lot of fun to get into. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Do you feel that order followers, police and military, are the main contributors of perpetual human slavery on this planet, or is the government more to blame? Thanks, dude. Wow. When I read this initially, I thought to myself, there's no way that this person could be a follower of mine. Usually it's female problems, dude problems. But now we're going a little deeper into the rabbit hole, which is a great episode for this to pop in because, we just sat here. We went through some moron, the QAnon people, the Antifa people. We're fighting fascism. Do you feel that the police and military are the main contributors? No. I think that it is an aspect of it. Human slavery it's such a, it's such a broad topic to talk about because as soon as you bring up human slavery, we all want to go back. It's just a different form of it now. And I'm not saying capitalism sucks. Is it the best? So far, I think, there's going to be people that fall to the wayside. You've seen in communist Russia, communism doesn't work. It starves people to death. Fascism. Clearly, if you were German, things were all right. The German economy was booming while Big Hit Dog was in there. Shouldn't have said that. Now you're a Hitler sympathizer and they got something on you. They'll be able to take you down. You're a Hitler sympathizer. But I think, if we're looking at it as now, it's all corporate interests. When it's corporate interest is always going to dictate what you would the order followers, I guess, to say. Because these are the ones that enforce law. And where does law come from? It comes from government. And usually government is influenced by corporations or corporate interests that buy into their agendas, when that David Hogg sat down with, I think it was a Republican senator or somebody, a Republican that was running for senator of, it was a Midwest state. But he sat down and he explained, no, I have an agenda. These people buy into my agenda. This is what, will you not take money from the NRA? No, because this is what I do, you idiot. And I would say it goes further up the ladder, personally. But I do find something deeply disturbing. I don't like police. I don't like cops. I don't like it. I just it just seems like hallway monitor bullshit just to make sure we all keep it on the rails. That's the only thing. You go to jail if you break the rules, but then you have these little piddly fucking dipshits that sit around in photo radar trucks, that they're not even police officers, but you're just getting jabbed because you drove a little too fast on the highway. It's little things like that. It's my favorite saying, the boot on the neck, to keep you at work, We are slaves to the almighty dollar. That's what we are slaves to now. You're trading your time for currency day in, day out, and you get a few days off a year. Now, I'm all for working hard for what you have, but I just have a complete disgust when it comes to governing bodies, because the interest doesn't lie within the population of the common folk, the ones that do get up. You're taxed to death. You pay the wages of these fucking dipshits that control the system and dictate which way we're going to go and put these new laws in place. You can't have guns. No, we don't need to, we're going to slower the speed limit now. So now you have to be up earlier to go to work, because you can't go that extra 15 kilometers an hour on that one specific little highway. There's just little rules that stack up And it sucks your time, and we get lost of like who we are as humans. And the government, the government is just it's like a puppet corporation, and it gets its funding similar to like the CBC. The CBC gets its funding from, you know, they get subsidies, government subsidies, plus they get their ad revenue on top of it. And then above that, you know, the government is a business as well. If you look at it as a business, but sometimes that business just is failing immensely. It sucks. So you put these almost like security guards to protect what they've created. So I don't think that you could put full blame on these police and military. And police and military are completely different too. Police are basically, you know, they're there to enforce the laws that are put in place by government. Military, I guess it in the same way, it's to protect the interest of the country itself. A powerful military is never a bad thing. I mean, look at America for the past 50 years. They were the powerhouse, but now it's shifting. The culture is shifting. It's not who has the biggest rockets anymore or who has the most firepower to decimate the other side. We've peaked. Everybody has nuclear weapons that could destroy this planet. So now it's like culture wars, economy wars. They stack up differently. The wars are fought differently. It's fought online. How can you disrupt people? So I don't think that human slavery is the main contributor would be police and military. No, I think it's corporate interest. It's the money that trickles into the pockets of politicians who then put new policies in place that lean more in favor of the wealthy. It's a classist. We're in a classist. How do I word that? It's not race or, you know, people pitted against one another. As long as the general population thinks that their neighbor is the enemy, that's perfect. That is exactly how the rich and powerful get away with 10 times more. You know, keep these ants angry, keep them busy, keep them pissed off, keep them working, you know, raise taxes and then promise that we're going to put them down a little bit. Let's jack up gas prices so that way they can't travel and gather and pull that shit that they did in Ottawa. We don't want that, because then, you know, corporations or interest in our economy will go down, because it seems like it's a little unstable there, that the people are a little unruly. You don't want big corporations don't want to see that, you know? They don't want to see that. Where can we make money? So on top of it all, I think it's the big contributor to human slavery is the almighty dollar. We're not free. And I know, oh, what are you doing? I'm fucking getting all jacked up over here, trying to pretend that you're somebody that you're not. When you start to sound like a liberal faggot saying all that shit. Oh, it's just the truth. What do you wake up and, I need more money. We all need more money. We're not sailing around the world on yachts, you and I, you know? I'm podcasting for a living, for fuck's sakes. I'm just sitting here spewing garbage every week and then going out and telling jokes. You know, I'm by no means in the elite class. I'm not a wealthy individual. I've worked pretty fucking hard to make not as much as I used to. I'll tell you that right now. So the dollar is what keeps you in line, and then everything else around it is is just another step that you got to go through. Oh, I better behave, because if I can't go to work, if I fucking snap today, if today's the day that I lose it and decide to start mowing people over off of fucking 137th Ave and just over top of families and children, and then all of a sudden I got to go to prison for a little while. And guess what? The house goes away because the wife can't afford it with her part-time job and her trying to take care of the kids. And today was the day that I snapped. I couldn't do it anymore. I got to go away for a little while, cool off, because I'm so stressed out. I can't keep up on my bills. I can't keep my cell phone on. You're just price gouging. And it's like, even look at that horse shit with TELUS. Remember when they were going to allow American networks here in Canada? And they're like, well, don't you want it Canadian? No, I want it cheap. No one gives a fuck about this patriotism no more, especially where it's made. We're proud of our country, right? But most people right now don't give a fuck where it's made. How cheap can I get it? Can I save some money? Can I take my kids to Banff one weekend? Instead of going to that shitty pond, the irrigation runoff. Instead of going there, I want to take my kids somewhere nice. That's what you want, Canadian made. Kiss my fucking ass, Canadian made. Especially when it's mass produced. Okay? This is where I tail off. And I'm not even answering your question at this point. But when it's Canadian made, when somebody has built it with their hands and they take it to a farmer's market, or they've grown it with their with their labor, then I feel the need to, exchange currency for this person's work. But when somebody like TELUS says some shit like, don't you want a Canadian? No. I want Uncle Sam's network that's going to give it to me for $36.99 a month with unlimited data, unlimited calling, unlimited everything, instead of you jerk-offs gouging me in my cock for $189 a month just to get 20 gigs of data. Kiss my fucking ass. Fuck Canadian telecommunications. Kiss my fucking ass. Government subsidized horse shit. Price gouging cocksuckers. So it's business. It's corporations. That's the main contributor to human slavery right there. Hope that answered your question. Oh, why? Come back. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. There is nothing. Let's move on to the next one. It's not as... There we go. Let's bring this bad boy up. We got one more fan question, and we will bring this up for you. Baby, 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 baby. Okay, here we go. Let's get into number 2 today. I need your guidance, Papa Hack, and it ain't no woman bullshit. I know you record today, so hopefully this makes it to you this week's this week's pod, because the bachelor party is this weekend, and keep me anonymous if you do things, no problem. I have an old army buddy's bachelor party this weekend out in Montreal. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm the odd man out. Him and the other groomsmen are all high school friends from the Ottawa area, and I'm from the Toronto area, and don't really know any of them apart from a couple times drinking together, but they're all cool lads. Respect. So the question is, should I be that tit that stays a little more sober and makes sure nothing too stupid happens, like a dummy filming shit and keeping the animals together while bar crawling, or just leave that headache to them and focus on getting absolutely shitty and becoming a liability? I have a 7-hour drive Friday, so use this on the pod if you can for a good laugh. Thanks, Hack. Well, you're welcome. And I appreciate you emailing in and sending this to me. Lots to dive into here. First off, old army buddies. Okay, I like that. Old army dogs getting back together, having a little fun. Mm-hmm. And then you got to go in with the normies. And you know how you know what? I've gotten to know quite a bit of fucking veterans and shit now. And you guys, veterans and military personnel, depending on who they are at times, but the boots on the ground type gentlemen are always top dollar. I enjoy the hell out of them. And I respect you and any of those out there for your service. My grandfather, he was in the Navy. Totally tailing off, but I'm getting his Navy uniform. God rest his soul. He just passed away recently, a couple months ago. But I asked my grandma if she still had that, and she said yes. So she's going to bag that up and give it to me. Those are actually his skates up there, those old skates. First pair of skates the old boy bought. I think he paid like $5 back in the day. Saved up all his money and paid for them himself. Never got to play organized hockey. He'd just go play out on the pond, minus 45, he'd tell me. God rest his soul. God bless all you veterans and military personnel. Police, you can suck my dick. Anyways, I'm the odd man out. Him and the other groomsmen are all high school friends from the Ottawa area, so they're gay. And don't really know any of them apart from, you know what you got to do? So you're odd man out, okay? You're odd man out. Don't be the fucking tool that's going to be like, hey, put your phone away. If you're married, you got an old lady, veer off of the ditch a few times. You know, you're sailing down the highway. Sometimes you're just trying to change the song. You had a few beers, you're nodding off, and you know, I'm not saying drunk driving, but I'm using it as a point of reference here. Sometimes you hit the ditch a little. And you're the odd man out. Don't be the loser. You're already odd man out. Let one of them idiots do that. But if you see somebody out fucking filming some shit and be like, hey, point it out. Don't be a fucking douchebag. What are you doing? You're going to incriminate all of us in the court of marriage. I'm going to head down back. Like, all I need is one of you idiots going back with your little fucking video. So you all got to be on board. Just be the beauty. Come out and be like, show them what the military's about. Put these assholes on their heels. But no need to become a liability. Be a liability. You know what I'm saying? Nope. Amen. There it is. Fucked it up twice. But yeah, I don't think that I don't think going out there with trying to be mother hen. This isn't a bachelorette party, first off. This isn't a fucking bachelorette party. You put 8 of those bras in there. Let's not do that. No, fuck, don't do that. Go keep the animals together, you know? Think of it like, you know how there's like the ringleader. I can't remember what the circus master, you know, he's getting the lions going, jump through the hoop, lion. Yeah, it's okay to be that guy, but don't start finger pointing. Don't do that. Be like, hey, just let him remind him. You're acting like if no guy wants to hear on a bachelor party. This is the best way to insult them. If they're doing the Snapchat, hey, what's up? Doing that shit, and just be like, listen, you're acting like a female right now. You're acting like a complete bitch. Put your phone away. Who the fuck uses Snapchat as a grown man? Just douse them with complete man behavior. Don't belittle yourself to feminine behavior. You're in the fucking military, big dog. Filming shit. Make sure nothing too stupid happens. Show them how you get down. Show them what I know you military boys get together and fucking destroy bars. Show these normies what it is all about, you know? Have some respect for yourself. Don't stoop to the level of being a female. Doing that shit. Nobody wants to hear that shit, especially a normie. Fucking at ease, soldier. You're off shift. Get out there, boots on the ground, army crawling through a pile of liquor, you know? Showing these pussies. Listen, I don't know if you've been on tour or anything like that, or you've, you know, if you've been to like Kuwait or where else is, or if you've ever, you know, if you've ever had to be boots on the ground. I love saying that. That's so much fun. But show them what that's all about, you know? If you've been to Iraq or any of that, you know, I don't know your age. I don't know nothing about you. We're just here for a little bit of guidance, you know? Right now, I'm staff sergeant, dog. At ease, soldier. I'm your fucking drinking lieutenant tonight, buddy. Fuck. They're all high school friends, so they better get it. They better understand it. From the Toronto area. Let's hope to God that... I get it. Ottawa. Just that fucking Ottawa. All I think is beep, boop, beep, boop. The honk hurts me. But yeah, leave. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Focus on having a good time. Not trying to... When you know, you ever just like sat back and watched a bachelorette party? You notice how like dudes have to mingle in there to make it fun? Because they're all sitting around, well, we got to go here, we got dinner here. And then all of a sudden there's like few, like it's like a fox in a hen house. They can see it. They see a bachelorette party all the way and just focus, they dial in on it. Oh, bachelorette party. Drunk whores. And then that usually is what boosts the morale around there. It always takes like a few gentlemen. Oh, here we go. I can hear it already. Oh, what the fuck? You think we need men to have a good time? Yeah, because I've never... When have you seen a movie where like the bachelorette party is just out having a good time? Never. Dudes like weasel in. What about Bridesmaids? Movie was subpar at best. I have a 7-hour drive. So you got a lot of thinking to do too. You know? You gotta think. Don't be a liability. Don't be the weakest link. You know? Get out there and show them what it's about. Bar crawling. Yeah. I love just reading that word, bar crawling. Fuck, do I love stags. God damn, are they fun. They are the best. They are the best. Honestly, stags are like the number one best time that you'll ever have. I hate weddings. They suck. Weddings suck. They stink. You know, but you get on a good stag, 8-9 guys, and you just, you know, right now that 7-hour drive is just you mentally focusing. It's like when you watch John Wick loading up the duffel bag with weapons, you know, oh, a little whiskey, 18 cans of beers going in right here. I'm going to shove them right deep into my gut, you know, and they're putting hand grenades on like a fucking, the belt of bullets across. Got hand grenades. Yeah, put a cigar for when I murder every single bottle of liquor. Put that in my ear. Let them know that I'm business tonight. You know, that's a 7-hour drive. It's just focusing on that. And you're just staring into the clouds are passing you by. You can just see the bottles. Strip club. Nice. Just envisioning. You're looking out into the nice, like the drive will go by because you're like, then you think about the 7-hour drive back home. That's even funner when you're like, it sucks about, because that's a big drive, 7 hours. Holy shit. So the first 3 are great. Still, when you're like a quarter snapped, not half snapped, like you got the Sunday funnies going on and you're giggling, you're thinking of everything, you're laughing, having a good time. And then the booze blues settled in at about hour 4. You're sweating, you're just guzzling water, the heat, like the sun is beating in through the fucking windshield. Like, fuck, this is... And you're going to Montreal. So, I mean, like, don't be Dr. fucking... Go get hand jobs from the I'm pretty sure you can get sucked off in their strip clubs. Go get a suck job. Relax a little. Life is going to be A-okay. Take that 7 hours and reflect, daddy. Just think of yourself, John Wick. You're going to show these pussies what you're made out of, you know? Yeah, military buddies. with this guy. You guys may be high school buddies. We go to war together, figuratively and literally. And that means something. That means something more than a bunch of, hey, we had to sit in a classroom together for, we really loved listening to Alexis on Fire together in his old Saturn, smoking doobies behind the, no, dog. You're the big dog in this. You're the cool guy. You're military guy. Show them what you're about. John Wick of Liquorland. Just dummying bottles of liquor. They should be telling you to be like, whoa, buddy, fuck, calm down. Jesus Christ. Put the fear of God in them. They pull out start Snapchatting. Woo! What are you, a female? Just come in with so much toxic masculinity, that shit that we like, that they're like, they feel like they have a vagina. That's my advice. Go in there and just let them have it. Give them full bore, boots on the ground, liquor, destruction, and hammer it home. That's my advice. And that right there is what we're going to leave on a high. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Uncle Hack podcast. I have Telegram now. Telegram, Discord, all that is down below in the description. Be sure to join. I know social media has been like suppressing a lot of my posts. So if you want to stay up to date to what I'm doing, hey, join the far right app Telegram. Apparently that's what it is. I learned that the other day. It's just alt-right fucking maniacs. And I'll add to the mess that this alt-right horse shit. It's kind of funny to be alt-right right now. Discord as well. We have that. Join I believe there's about 1,000 people in there. I could be wrong. Maybe like 600 people on the Discord, and tickets available down in the description below for August 25th and 28th here in Edmonton. We'll be releasing more dates of stand-up coming to you soon.